Alright, so I got a box from Japan, and there was some really, really rare Mario Kart items in it. And I'm going to show you those today. The first one I got in a lot, it's not really rare. It is a Nintendo DS Lite, and I always hesitate what to call these. I guess it's like a console keychain. It's not a figure, it's not a kit, it's like just a replica, mini replica of the system. If I were to open this, the DS Lite would actually open and show Mario Kart DS, and I think the game case would open as well. Yeah, you can see that on the little picture right there, that there is a game there. And that your actual game can go in this case. And then you can have it on your keychain in case you wanted it with you. On to the rare stuff. This stuff is really good. I've been looking for a couple of these for a long time, and I didn't even know this one existed until recently, and that is so exciting. Here is a Mario remote control figure. Now this figure part is actually very reminiscent of another Mario figure that's a little bit larger. But that one is not an RC, and that one's made by Tomy as well. This one comes, I believe, from like 1992. It does not have a date on it. I love the Super Nintendo controls, though. There were a ton of RCs made for almost every game, but Super Nintendo obviously is the best one for these early figures. I had never seen this before. It just popped up on Yahoo Japan Auctions, so I snagged it. It looks like all the control has to do with the D-pad, and it's you can see how big the D-pad is, so it wouldn't be very nice to use. The buttons don't do anything. It's just a sticker, and it looks like it goes forward and then backwards turn like a lot of them do. It tends to be the way RCs are. It's a corded RC, so I guess it's not technically radio controlled, is it? So it's just a wired motion toy, I guess you'd call it. I don't know. But for the sake of ease, it's an RC toy. And here's the back. Got some nice art there, and you've got where the battery goes, and you've got his directions, and then you have, I like that they had a little graphic there to show you that Mario's head could be turned, because that's a big deal, you know. So there you go. It appears as though, that's interesting, there's a little bit of rubber on these back tires, and one side is looks kind of scuffed up, and the other side is like immaculate, like it has never been looked at. So I wish it's been something going on with the chemicals in the tire or something to make one go weird and the other one not. You'll also notice that the steering wheel is broken off. That would be easily repaired, but it is a mint on card item. It has not been opened or resealed or anything like that. You can tell these things. So and it's weird because it doesn't look like there's any kind of damage to the bubble here, the plastic bubble, except right here on the bottom there's a little indentation that I bet I could just pop back out, but no damage to where the little steering wheel would be, so that would indicate that the figure's not very well made, maybe, or just like rattling around all these years popped it off. But man, all these Mario Kart toys from 1990, the Super Nintendo versions, watch those steering wheels. The plushes have the same problem. I think I noted that in my video on the plushes. So there's that really cool item from Tomy. Wired electronic moving motion toy thing. Okay, let's move on to this one. I had seen it, I didn't really know what it was, and we're going to kind of find out together, but there you go. It's Super Mario Kart, and It looks kind of like those baby toys that babies get, with just like Mickey Mouse or something. And look at that logo. It's pretty Rastafarian. So there's Japanese all over as well. And there's been a couple of these. There was also a little figure toy that had the same logo. So I wonder if it's got to be the same company. They kind of did their own, but it wasn't Super Melody Kart. It just said Super Mario Kart, but it had the same kind of graphics. So that's interesting. So here you go. Looks like it does things if you turn it, maybe. I don't know. And it shows you how to lift the battery part. But let's open this up. Oh, that's interesting. So it is from the Super Mario or Mario 64 era then, because it's all Mario 64 logos and whatnot. Though from everything else you'd kind of expect it to be Super Mario Kart, but yeah, there's the Mario Kart 64 logo on there. I thought it was older than that, but there's no date information on here. Also, the tape is so old that it popped already, so we're going to take a look at this bad boy. Heavens. Okay, so it sits on this little cardboard piece, and go ahead and pop it off of there. Alright. So you can see on the back there's suction cups, so maybe it was a deal where you could turn it. You can turn it. It looks like you'd have to take off this piece to get to the batteries. I already heard, maybe you heard already, that it does work. So let's hit all the buttons. Oh, wow, that's not obnoxious at all. Okay. So the first one had like a little sheriff symbol on it. The second one had like a little crash symbol on it. This is a fire hat. This is like a medical cross. So these may be more reminiscent of the noises found in Japan. That symbol was gears. Yikes, okay. That symbol was a foot hitting the brake. This is a megaphone. Or horn, maybe. Yeah. And this one is a key, presumably to start the car. I remember my son had one of these. It was like a Mickey Mouse one. I do fail to see... Oh, weird, this part's like a rubber Mario head. I fail to see how it's Super Melody Kart, unless I'm missing something. Because, like, those are not melodic in any sense of the word. And Mario's head is not a button. I wonder how many... You can't get them all going at the same time, because that would be, like, really awesome and really obnoxious. I remember, yeah, my son had one of these, and it was similar sounds, and, you know, it's like baby playtime. I wonder if it has an age range on here. Just says don't get it wet, don't put it on, don't get it in fire. I see the number 3 on here, so it's probably for 3 and up. Yeah, because that piece has small pieces. Which it doesn't really, but I guess if something falls off of it. So anyway, that's that guy. I wonder if that made noise all the way from Japan. Because if you just bump it, and... That's interesting. There's a little card in here. Presumably like an ID card. Mario Kart ID card. That's pretty cool. Alright, so I'm going to put that back in the box, and then we can look at the next one, which is the thing I've been looking for a long time. And that is this guy here. Alright, so this is the front. This is the Mario driving game, also from Tomy. You can see Tomy on there. And this is a lot like those little kids driving games that you get as well. And I just had to see what it's like. We'll take a look together. Here's what the front of it looks like. So it looks like Mario and Yoshi are driving like a van or something. This is probably just the same thing that all of these driving games use. I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back and pulled it out of the box because there's no sort of seal on it. And there it is. Looks really nice from the front. It's Mario and Yoshi. It must be showing that you can see through the entire vehicle because behind them is a mountainscape and not like car seats or something like that. So on this side you can see some more art, and on this side you can see some more art, and then here's the complete apparatus here. And this has absolutely no value. I mean, it's just kind of there for pretend. It does not make noise. It doesn't have anything you can press. It's just to hang there, and it often falls off because the notch isn't that big. And let's get a little closer here. So there's your little squeaker honker, and you can use your blinker for absolutely no reason whatsoever. And then you have your stick shift here and your ignition. Now this bad boy takes, I'm going to show you here how it opens up. It takes 5 double Ds to run. And yes, I know I'm not supposed to mix battery brands, but you know what? This is just a demonstration. I'll take them out. So let's look at how this guy works. And you can see there is neutral, 2D for drive, and OD for overdrive. And we are going to, let's take a look at the other things on here. 1993 Grand Prix, 1993 Super GP in Mario Kart Grand Prix. And there's a little clock here that says 1025 and a bunch of other silly things. You have your heater controls and whatnot there. And then over here you have your speedometer, and there's Lakitu and all those things over there. Okay, so let's fire this bad guy up. So you can hear it's really loud. I'm just going to drive through the scene so you guys can see what it's all about, and I'll change the speed on here to give you an idea of what that button does, what that whole thing is about, okay? So, we were on Cuba Beach there, and it's kind of a bummer there wasn't like slides or something to have other courses. But, yeah, and it is kind of a weird deal how you can see how Mario on here is tilted, so he kind of goes along the track, and like this whole area here has no, there's nothing there. There's just like the little disc that rotates. You can kind of see the edge of the disc. So I wonder if that's just how they designed it, which is a little odd. But yeah, he kind of drives at a tilt, and then you can kind of see it uses Mode 7 graphics. But yeah, you can see some of the other characters I'm going to run through this real quick. You can see Bowser and Cheep Cheep and Yoshi and Toad. And there's Peach and Koopa Troopa, Luigi. So a lot of the other characters are represented on the little track disc thing. Yeah, it's a weird toy. I'm really glad it works. I guess a lot of these don't. Because I have seen them appear before, and a lot of them don't work for whatever reason. There's a lot of electronic components going on in there and things that turn and whatnot, so it's a motorized deal. But really cool toy, and you really don't see it that often. So here's the full box. They just kind of have every part of it there. And so they have, these are the three things that it does. So you can move the steering wheel, you can see that there, and then you can move the stick shift, and then you can move the turn signal, which does nothing. At least I don't think it does anything. Let's find out. Let's start her up and see what the turn signal does. I didn't see any difference, did you? No. I didn't think there was anything going on there. So it's completely superfluous, but you know, whatever. It's a good time. So there you go, Super Mario Kart Tomy. Let's see. I'm always trying to look for the date on these things. Tomy does not like dates. It doesn't want us to know history. I'm guessing it's 1992. Most of the toys... Oh, there it is, 1993, of course, because I already said that. Yeah, so most of the toys follow a year after the game. Sometimes, though, if the game comes out early enough, they'll appear the same year, but you never know. So there you go, 1993 Tomy Mario Kart driving game. Now I gotta figure out a way to get this wheel onto this thing and make it all... No, just kidding. Alright, cool. That's my new Mario Kart stuff. Thanks for watching.